Who is the divine mother goddess of the universe? In Hinduism, the concept of the Divine Mother is deeply rooted in various scriptures and traditions, often manifesting as a supreme mother goddess. The Divine Mother Goddess is embodied in various forms such as Durga, Kali, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. She represents the feminine energy of the universe and is worshipped as the nurturing, protective, and creative force. Devotees seek her blessings for strength, wisdom, and abundance. Generally speaking, Hindu goddesses are multidimensional in nature and have many incarnations, each representing a facet of the divine feminine. The number of Hindu goddesses is not fixed and can vary depending on different traditions and interpretations. In Hindu theology, there are numerous goddesses, each representing various aspects of divinity, such as power, knowledge, wealth, and creativity. The divine goddess is often depicted as the consort or equal counterpart of male deities, such as Shiva, Vishnu, or Brahma, symbolizing the balance and complementarity of masculine and feminine energies in the cosmos. Her manifestations range from gentle and nurturing forms like Lakshmi and Parvati to fierce and protective forms like Durga and Kali, reflecting the multifaceted nature of existence. Exploring the vast pantheon of Hindu goddesses reveals a rich tapestry of divine femininity, each deity embodying unique characteristics, attributes, and powers. With countless goddesses revered across different regions and traditions, attempting to describe each one individually would be an impossible feat. Instead, we will discuss some of the most revered Hindu goddesses and read ancient texts and writings which explore the manifestations of the divine feminine through various goddesses. Through these sacred texts, we gain glimpses into their roles as creators, protectors, warriors, nurturers, and sources of wisdom. These writings provide a window into the divine feminine aspect of Hinduism, showcasing the diversity and complexity of goddess worship within the tradition. Shakti in Hinduism is the divine feminine energy or power that is believed to be the creative force of the universe. The term Shakti is derived from the Sanskrit word meaning power or energy. It is often personified as a goddess, but it can also be understood as an abstract concept, representing the dynamic and transformative aspect of the divine. Shakti is considered the active principle of the divine, while Shiva, the masculine counterpart, represents the static or unchanging aspect. Together, they symbolize the complementary forces of creation and destruction, preservation and transformation, often depicted as the cosmic dance of Shiva and Shakti. Shakti is closely related to Kundalini, which is often described as the dormant spiritual energy coiled at the base of the spine. Kundalini is believed to be a latent potential within every individual and is represented as a serpent or snake. When awakened through spiritual practices such as yoga, meditation, or tantric rituals, Kundalini ascends through the subtle energy channels of the body, activating and purifying each chakra along the way until it reaches the crown chakra at the top of the head. Shakti is associated with various goddesses in Hindu theology, each representing different aspects of her power. For example, Saraswati embodies knowledge and wisdom, Lakshmi represents wealth and prosperity, and Durga symbolizes strength and protection. Parvati is a Hindu goddess known as the consort of Lord Shiva. She represents fertility, love, devotion, and power. Parvati is often depicted as a gentle and nurturing figure, representing the compassionate aspect of the divine feminine. One of the many holy writings that celebrate the Divine Mother is the Devi Mahatmya, also known as the Durga Saptashati. The Devi Mahatmya is a text describing the goddess known as Mahadevi or Adi Shakti as the supreme power and creator of the universe. It is part of the Markandeya Purana. The Devi Mahatmya has been dated from between the 3rd and 6th century CE. In this very manner, they are hurled into the whirlpool of attachment, the pit of delusion, by the power of Mahamaya, who produces the continuing cycle of this transitory world. Do not be astonished. This same Mahamaya is Yoga Nidra, is the meditative sleep of Vishnu, the Lord of the world. By her, this world is deluded. She, the blessed goddess Mahamaya, seizes the minds of even the wise and draws them into delusion. She creates all this universe, moving and unmoving, and it is she who graciously bestows liberation on humanity. The Devi Bhagavata Purana also elaborates on the Divine Mother's nature, her various forms, and her role in the creation, preservation, and dissolution of the universe. It highlights the importance of worshiping the Divine Mother through rituals, prayers, and devotional practices. In the Bhagavata Purana, Maharishi Suchi narrates a story to sadhus and sages. Sadhus and sages question Suchi about the incarnations of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, O king, though Brahma and the other devas are heard to be the lords of the world, still they are being tossed hither and thither by the waves of the ocean of Maya. They are all like the wooden dolls, subject to Maya. As their previous karmas, so their several manifestations in the field of action. By the great Maya, the incarnate of the Parabrahma, she has no differences nor any want of mercy. That goddess of the universe is always leading the jivas toward the eternal freedom. Freedom from Maya. Had she not created this world moving and unmoving, and if she had not remained there as the controller of the jivas, in the shape of the unshakable consciousness, the Katusya Chaitanya, this whole world would have become devoid of any consciousness, like an insentient substance, and would have dissolved in the sheer darkness. There is no doubt in this. Therefore, O king, know this, that this whole universe is under the control of the Yogamaya, the devas, men, birds. What more, everything from Brahma down to a blade of grass are all under the control of Yogamaya. Brahma, Vishnu, and Hara are all bound by the rope of her Maya. So they roam easily by her Maya, from womb to womb, like a spider. We find a physical description of the Divine Mother Goddess in the Bhagavata Purana, Book 5, Chapter 8. Her grand, beautiful, white lotus-like face was created out of the fiery energy of Sankara. Her glossy, black, beautiful hairs of the head, overhanging to the knees, were formed out of the light of Yama. These all came to a fine, pointed end. Her 3 eyes came out of the energy of fire. The pupils of those eyes were of a black color. The middle parts were of a white color, and the ends were red. The 2 eyebrows of the Devi were black, and came out of the spirit of Sandhya. They were nicely curved and were looking spirited, like the bow of the Cupid, and they were shedding, as it were, cooling rays. From the light of Vayu, her 2 ears were created. They were not very long nor very short, beautiful like the swinging seat of the god of love. Her nose was fashioned out of the fire of Kaurava, the lord of wealth. It looked like the till flower, glassy and exquisitely charming. O king, her pointed rows of glossy and brilliant teeth, looking like gems, came out of the energy of Daksa. They looked like the kunda flowers. Her lower lip was deep red, and it came out of the fire of Aruna, the charioteer of the sun. Her beautiful upper lip came out of the energy of Kartika. Her 18 hands came out of the tejas of Vishnu, and her red fingers came out of the tejas of Vasus. Her breasts came out of the energy of Soma, and her middle, with 3 folds, was created out of the spirit of Indra. Her thighs and legs were from Varuna, and her spacious loins came out from earth. There are also specific hymns and prayers dedicated to various forms of the Divine Mother, such as the Lalita Sahasranama, or 1,000 names of the Divine Mother Lalita, the Durga Suktam, and the Sri Suktam, which extol her qualities, attributes, and blessings. Obeisance to that great goddess at whose behest fire, sun, moon, and the winds function. In this prayer, Devi Lalita is described as having the perfect feminine form. Repeated obeisance to that goddess who, at the beginning of the period of creation, created Brahma, the primordial creator, the first bestower of plenty, and who sustained him herself single-handed. The Sri Suktam is contained in the Rigveda and has the earliest recorded Sanskrit devotional hymns that revere Sri Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of wealth, prosperity, and fertility. The Sri Suktam describes the goddess as glorious, ornamented, royal, lustrous as gold, and radiant as fire, the moon, and the sun. She is addressed as the bestower of fame, bounty, and abundance in the form of gold, cattle, horses, and food. Invoke for me that Lakshmi who is of golden complexion, beautiful and adorned with gold and silver garlands, who is like the moon with a golden aura, who is Lakshmi, the embodiment of Shri. Invoke for me that Lakshmi who does not go away, by whose golden touch I will obtain cattle, horses, progeny, and servants. Who is abiding in the chariot of Shri, which is driven by horses in front, and whose appearance is heralded by the trumpet of elephants. Invoke the Devi who is the embodiment of Shri nearer, so that the Devi of prosperity becomes pleased with me. In Hinduism, the Divine Mother Durga is revered in 9 different forms, collectively known as the Nava Durga. Each form represents a specific aspect of the goddess's power and is worshipped during the 9-day festival of Navratri. These are the 9 aspects of Durga. Shailaputri. This form of Durga is the daughter of the Himalayas and is depicted riding a bull. She represents the pure and divine aspect of the Mother Goddess, symbolizing strength, stability, and devotion. Brahmacharini. In this form, Durga is depicted as a young ascetic who practices severe penance to attain Lord Shiva as her consort. She symbolizes dedication, austerity, and the pursuit of spiritual knowledge. Chandraganta. Durga takes on the form of Chandraganta, who is adorned with a crescent moon on her forehead and rides a tiger. She represents bravery and courage and is believed to ward off evil and bestow blessings on her devotees. Kushmanda. This form of Durga is associated with the creation of the universe. She is depicted as having 8 arms and riding a lion or tiger. Kushmanda symbolizes creativity, vitality, and the cosmic energy that sustains life. Skandamata. Durga is worshipped as Skandamata, the mother of Lord Skanda, who is depicted holding her infant son on her lap. She represents motherly love, nurturing, and protection, embodying the bond between a mother and her child. Katyayani. In this form, Durga is depicted as a fierce warrior who slays the demon Mahishasura. She is associated with valor, determination, and victory over evil forces. Kalrati. Durga takes on the form of Kalrati, the dark and fierce aspect of the goddess. She is depicted with a dark complexion, disheveled hair, and a fierce expression. Kalrati symbolizes the power to destroy ignorance, darkness, and negativity. Mahagauri. This form of Durga represents purity and serenity. Mahagauri is depicted as having a fair complexion and wearing white attire. She symbolizes peace, tranquility, and the purification of the soul. Siddhidatri. Durga is worshipped as Siddhidatri, the bestower of supernatural powers and spiritual realization. She is depicted seated on a lotus flower and holding a variety of weapons and symbols. Siddhidatri symbolizes fulfillment, divine grace, and the attainment of spiritual goals. Durga Devi is the power within us capable of overcoming difficulties. It is said by reciting the Durga Suktam, we can face any difficult situation and overcome it. I take refuge in that goddess Durga, who is of the color of fire, who blazes with her tapas, who is the consort of Virochana, and who is the bestower of the fruit of actions. Obeisance to thee, who art skilled in ferrying people across the river of the world. Be pleased to ferry us across. O Agni, who art worth of praise, take us across all obstacles by ways that are safe. May our town and our lands expand. Make our children happy. Thou Jatadevas, who art the remover of obstacles, take us beyond all evil like the boatman who ferries the people across the river. O Agni, may you be a careful protector of our bodies, like Atri, who is always concerned with the welfare of all beings. Goddess Kali, also known as Mahakali or simply Kali, is one of the most iconic and revered forms of the divine goddess in Hinduism. She is often depicted as a fierce and powerful deity, symbolizing destruction, time, and the transformative aspect of reality. Kali is typically depicted as a dark-skinned goddess with a fearsome appearance. She is often portrayed with a garland of severed heads, a skirt made of human arms, and a protruding tongue dripping with blood. She has multiple arms, each holding weapons, symbolizing her power and ability to destroy ignorance and ego. Kali's imagery is rich in symbolism. The garland of severed heads represents the ego that must be overcome, while her skirt of arms signifies her role as the destroyer of evil and ignorance. Her protruding tongue symbolizes her insatiable thirst for blood, which represents the life force that sustains the universe. Kali is associated with time and the inevitable cycle of creation, preservation, and destruction. She is often depicted standing on the body of Lord Shiva, her consort, symbolizing her dominance over time and the transient nature of existence. From her scowling brow, Kali sprang forth, frightful of countenance, and armed with sword and noose, bearing a strange skull-topped staff, adorned with a garland of skulls and clad in a tiger's skin, her emaciated flesh appalling, her mouth gaping, her lolling tongue horrifying, her sunken eyes glowing red. She filled the four quarters of the sky with her roars. Swiftly falling upon the great asuras in that army, she slew and devoured those hosts of the gods' foes. attacking the rear guard and seizing the elephants with their drivers, warriors, and bells. She flung them into her mouth with a single hand. In like manner, she tossed the cavalry with its horses and the charioteers with their chariots into her mouth and ground them furiously between her teeth. She seized one asura by the hair and another by the throat, crushing another underfoot. She slammed yet another against her breast. The weapons and great missiles the asuras hurled, she caught in her mouth and ground angrily between her teeth. All that army of mighty and evil-natured asuras she ravaged, devouring some and beating others severely. She struck some down with her sword and battered others with her skull-topped staff. Other asuras met their destruction between her gnashing teeth. When Kanda saw the entire army of asuras swiftly struck down, he rushed at the terrifying Kali. Additional texts mentioning goddesses. Tantras. Various tantric texts contain detailed rituals, meditations, and descriptions of different goddesses, emphasizing their roles in spiritual practices and enlightenment. Shakti Upanishads. These Upanishads explore the concept of Shakti and the divine feminine energy. Puranas. Other Puranas, such as the Brahma Purana, Vishnu Purana, and Shiva Purana, also contain sections dedicated to goddesses, highlighting their significance and stories. Overall, the Hindu philosophy on the divine goddess emphasizes her central role in creation, sustenance, and transformation, as well as her embodiment of divine qualities and attributes essential for spiritual growth and realization. I am the queen, the gatherer up of treasures, most thoughtful, first of those who merit worship. Thus gods have established me in many places, with many homes to enter and abide in. Through me alone all eat the food that feeds them. Each man who sees, breathes, hears the word outspoken. They know it not, yet I reside in the essence of the universe. Hear, one and all, the truth as I declare it.